That's not you chewing, is it?
Huh?
That's not you chewing, is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have a Tums.
God, I thought it was the dude next door scraping ice off his truck. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me if you can hear it in a second. You heard that?
No.
Wasn't me then. Maybe he is scraping his car. Oh, he is.
Okay. I was concerned. I was like, Nana, I've never even heard you chew ice cream that loud.
Ice cream? I had Tums.
No, I said I've never even heard you chew ice cream that loud.
Oh yeah, my teeth tend to click when I do that.
So I didn't know what the fuck you were doing. Okay, we should be live. Sorry, I couldn't figure out what the fucking noise was and forgot that I'd gone live. I'm like, what is the noise? What is happening? It's the neighbor scraping his truck. Because we had freezing rain and sleet earlier. We are expected to have more in a little bit. Although I don't understand how it can freezing rain when it's 24. Shouldn't that be snow? Maybe it's something to do with upper atmosphere. I don't know, but yeah, shit's moving back in. And we've got another round of ice coming. Yay! Probably be here in like maybe an hour, depending on how fast it's moving. And then tomorrow morning into the early afternoon, we're supposed to have more wintry bullshit that's icy. I'm amazed he's able to pull out of that driveway.
Well, he's certainly gonna try. I'd be terrified to even attempt it, but hey.
Because their driveway sits lower than ours.
Yeah, they've got a very severe bump right before the exit, so he's probably gonna have to rev it and gun it to get out.
Which is not a good idea on slick.
He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, usually he parks across the street. I'm surprised.
Maybe he didn't expect it to be this bad.
Maybe. Alright, what are we doing? We did dark gray yesterday. Down in here. So we're gonna grab our light gray. If you see wispies going past the screen, don't panic. I know what it is. It's the other part of that stick that we tried to burn yesterday. It's in the bottle. So it's contained, except it went out real quick yesterday. Because a piece fell off of it, so. Alrighty doodles. Let's pop open our stabby implement here. Okay, so we've got our light gray wispy that we are gonna start to put in here. So we will be having a hard stop time tonight. I'm gonna try to be done by 6 tonight, so I don't know how far we're gonna get, so that's why we're going early. Husband's gonna be streaming tonight, so yay. Or at least that's the plan right now. With anxiety, all things can change. But right now, he's planning on it. He's going to be doing RimWorld tonight. So I'd be tickled if you guys could go over and follow him tonight. I gotta add his stream to my recommended list because I don't know if it's there. I don't think it is, because he wasn't streaming before. really should try to find that camera. Although the crabs haven't been that active in the past day or so. It's hard to do crab cam when you only have 2. So we are needle felting along with Bob Ross tutorials in this series. We are currently working on the 4th tutorial in the 3rd season of The Joy of Painting. And that one is called Winter Night. Either his truck stalled or he managed to get out. I'm not sure which, but there's an absence of rumbling noises in the background. So if you did hear it, that was his truck. We're just kind of stabbing all these little guys in here. Now, I don't work anywhere near at Bob's pace, even when I'm painting. So we followed a few of those tutorials with paint, with the oils, and even those on a small scaled down version. Took us about 4 hours-ish. Roughly. I did hear you, Gur. Momo, you have to pee-pee?
Your timing, buddy, is incredible.
What'd you do? Just load into 7 days?
Oh, I just loaded a game. Literally just loaded after seeing if he needed to go.
No, you didn't ask him. All we did was fix his bed.
Oh, excuse me. At the time where I was getting him out of bed and he could have said something.
No.
Come on, Ian. Come on, Stretchy. Clean up toes.
It's Momo.
Of course he's gonna wait. That's what Momos do best.
Momo toes. Be careful, Momo. It's slippery out. Don't need you slipping and hurting yourself. Especially when we don't have money to replace doggy pain meds. We have some. We just don't have that many. Alright, so we don't need a whole lot here. Hang on, something touched me. Felt like a sheddy piece of my own hair coming off my shirt. I have like 2 shirts on. I have this one comfy shirt, so if you recognize it from yesterday, I have it over top of another shirt because this is like one of the few long sleeve shirts I have. And I have a tank top on underneath of it. I'm like, my arms are gold. I want the comfy shirt. But I didn't know it was going to be a comfy shirt. Come on, Zuzu, let's go before Daddy sits down again.
Do you need to go pee-pee? Huh? Do you want to go pee-pee?
Come on, Zuzu.
No? Okay. Yeah, you're usually at least clear about it.
Zuzu's like, no. I think he's figured out it's cold and wet out and he doesn't want to get his feet wet. What am I gonna do with that boy, huh? What am I gonna do? Not much. Not much. Alright, look Ziploc. If you could close, that would be great. I would use containers, but I don't have anywhere to store them. Containers would be ideal, but I don't have shelving that I can put it on, number one. Number two, if I did put shelves up, I'm not so sure these walls would hold them. It would have to be like a bookcase. And number three, Cal would knock everything off of it. So, and that would be a lot of containers, actually. Like, oh, what the fuck? Why was my arm wet? What? Okay. I don't know why my arm had something wet on it, but alright. Cool. I think we're gonna have to put on our space heater. It is chilly willy over here in my neck of the woods. Hello? Are you behaving? You can get a drink. Come back here. Zuzu. Come here. Wow. Dissed by the dog again. He's getting a drink and I'm talking to him and he's like, oh, she talked to me. I have to leave now. Wow. Wow. I swear. Dissed by my own doggo. Well then. So I was going back through the tutorial a little bit before we got started here and realized he did put a chimney on this thing. And I don't really have a chimney color on hand, so we may skip the chimney. Number two, I didn't realize that there's a dark section up here, so I'm gonna have to try to add that back in. So I'm like, great. Although, we could try to just take a piece of black and add that in. Which is what I might end up doing. I don't think the brown's gonna get the point across, since it's the same shade of brown. So we're just finishing up our snow on this corner. Well, we're trying to. See, my arms are cold, so I'm pulling my sleeves down, but at the same time, my sleeves are bothering me because they're down. I can see it's going to be one of those days. You all have those days, like, oh my goodness. Like, what is even happening? System, make up your damn mind for what you want so we can work with it. Just a little bit would be nice. So I think the husband's gonna be streaming on Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday, and I think Saturday. So our Planet Zoo duo stream will most likely, his days will most likely be moving to his channel. So I'm gonna pull him off of my schedule. Since he's gonna be doing that on his. but I'll still be getting the VOD from him, so it'll still go up on my YouTube channel, since he doesn't want to do YouTube and send the stuff over, at least not right now. He's like, meh. So, but since I know I've got some people watching it on YouTube from what we've done already, we'll be sending that on over. I did get a little bit more work done last night. I got another habitat in, completely prettified all around it, and finished prettifying the area around animal number 3 that you guys haven't seen go in yet. It's probably going to be a longer time lapse, so I have to figure out if I want to put it all in one video or if I want to split it up. Splitting it up means more video to edit, like more videos. So we'll see. I have to figure out what speed I did the Flamingo Falls at. That was the last time I time-lapsed a zoo. I don't want to do it too fast, because then people are going to get super dizzy, because sometimes I flip the camera real quick. I've been trying not to, but it's so hard because it's like, wee, we're going to spin this way. So I've been trying not to, but I forget a lot of the time. But I'm using the random animal generator for the grasslands tagged animals for the last 2 that went in, and I was kind of surprised at the one I got last night, because I was expecting something big and to take up a lot of room, and I got something tiny, and I was like, oh shit. So like, right, well, we're not gonna have any trouble hitting that 5 animal limit now. But, or that 5 animal, minimum, excuse me, not limit. Misspoke. Alright, so, if you'll give me a minute, I will post the link to the tutorial to the YouTube channel for what we're doing. Gonna go to Bob's YouTube channel, or whoever's maintaining Bob's YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, could you imagine how long the Bob painting sessions would be if he had had the freedom of YouTube then, where he didn't have to be a specific length? I wonder if he would make them longer than like 25 minutes, 26 minutes. I do wonder. I could see them being an hour easy. I mean, oh, who's doing them now? On the, is it Nick something? I think it's Nick something. I mean, he does them in about an hour. Sometimes it's a little over an hour. And I kind of like the longer format, to be perfectly honest. It doesn't feel as rushed, and you get to actually immerse in what's happening. Okay. So we've got some snowy things happening there. Alright. Now we have to figure out what we're gonna do with this pathway here next. That would be, I guess, technically our next bit of business here. Sorry, the Ziploc bag did not want to close, and I didn't know if it was me or the bag. Usually it's me. Ugh. So we have to fluff some more blue, that's for certain. Some more of this dark denim. All these bags are gonna have to get topped off. Well, soft gray probably doesn't need to be. We haven't used that much of it. Ooh, sorry, camera probably shook there. I'm trying to get my chair pulled closer, because I feel like I'm 10 miles away from the desk. That's bugging the shit out of me. Alright. But I've also got stuff under my desk. I've got something I'm using that my foot's sitting on, so. Alright. See about starting to kind of work this in here. You can tell when the roads have gotten shit by how much traffic goes by. It's 2:37 on a Monday afternoon, and there's times where you could hear a pin drop out there. Like now there's a few cars going by in a group, but before that there was a good like 10-15 minute lull where there was nobody, and that doesn't happen on this road at this time of day on a work day. So I think people are listening to RDOT and trying to stay home, although some people were saying the side streets are really bad. And we're getting more coming. I think ice is worse than snow, because at least in snow you can get some kind of traction. Maybe. The ice, you're at the ice's mercy, man. You hit a patch of black ice on the road, forget it. You're just gonna go where the ice is gonna take you. And hope it doesn't take you into somebody else. We spun out on black ice one time, that was terrifying. Because we had no idea it was there. We were going around a windy section of a back road, and just all of a sudden we like just did like a complete circle. Thank goodness nobody was coming. In the other direction. So we're going to start to work this in and hope I have enough already fluffed. If I don't, then we'll just have to fluff some more. And you'll get a live demo, but we'll see. Do 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 do. Alright. Show. Dad was supposed to have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but I think he's trying to cancel, but they're closed, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to get a hold of anybody today. Because we've got more wintry shit predicted tomorrow while they'd be out on top of it. And like I said a few minutes ago, we've got more that's gonna start here again soon. Some people were saying some areas of the main roads were okay. That was a couple of hours ago. But they said even on the main roads there was black ice patches starting like 2-3 hours ago. Can't imagine what it's like now. First Russell thought it snowed, but it's sleet laying in the grass. Excuse me. Alright, so we're going to work on starting to fill this in. So this might take a minute. And I'm not sure what I want to do about our colors on our pathway. I'm kind of feeling like maybe we take a little bit of brown and maybe a little bit of black and kind of lay that in, and then maybe take a little bit of white over it. Down in here. Once we get enough of this color in. So this is a little bit loose in here, but we'll be tightening that up as we stab through it. So I hope your Monday's going well as a Monday can go. All the little fuzzes that this thing's picking up as we've been shuffling it around. Okay, so I'm still trying to remember that there are angles I want to follow in here. As best as we can. See what we can do. I don't want to lose what we've worked so hard to put in here. That would be terrible. Let me pop that up. Alright. Let's see about getting this guy worked into here. So we're getting closer to being done. We're not there yet. I don't know if we're gonna finish today, because those trees might take a hot minute to go in. We'll see. No promises. It really kind of depends on how long this section takes, because we do have that stop time today. Incense went out already, and I don't think it finished. We got something happening on the back here, that's for certain. Looks like a wavy kind of watercolor deal. But that is on the back. Excuse me. I am sorry. Burps happen? That is a fact of life. You don't want to hold those in. That would be terrible. Okay. Hang on. What is this? Is that purple? Either purple or red. Oh, you know what? It might be pink. I have a like a magenta-y watermelon pink. So perhaps, since this is closer to the bottom of the bag, there's a chance I didn't get that brush cleaned out as well as I thought I did. Well, that sounds like a heavy vehicle. I wonder if it's a plow coming. It's either a plow or a semi. I'm not sure what that was. That might have been a plow. There was a little bit of a vibration there. Or we're having a minor earthquake. I don't know. I think we've had like, or felt 2 earthquakes from Oklahoma here in the time that we've been here. The one woke me up. Russell was awake already. He was sitting at his computer and he had his headphones on, so he didn't hear the noise that woke me up. I was laying here and it sounded like somebody was messing with our front doorknob. And I'm like, what is happening? I was like, what are you doing? He goes, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm sitting here. I was like, why are you messing with the door? He's like, I haven't moved. And I was like, well, the doorknob's rattling. And he's like, what? He goes, well, I don't know what the fuck that was. And, like, Facebook in the area lit up with everybody's like, oh my god, did you feel that? What was that? What was that? Was that an earthquake? And I don't think they're terribly rare around here, because the Walmart we worked at for a while had stuff posted about what to do in case of an earthquake. It was nowhere near as intense as the one that we felt in Jersey. That was scary. Especially being in the basement and feeling that was scary. Trying to run just a couple of steps to get up the flight of stairs so we weren't in the basement under the weight of the house. Not knowing what the fuck was happening. And when I went to take a step, like, I almost fell because the ground wasn't where I thought it should have been. And I was like, oh shit. And it was a concrete floor, and I was like, oh my god, I don't like this. And apparently that one originated in Virginia, but because it was so shallow in the way the geology is up in that neck of the woods, people were feeling it like all the way up to Maine. It's like, wow. It's like, yeah, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. Not a fan of this, that's for sure. Alright. Well, that looks like it's starting to do whatever it was going to do, so I miscalculated. Although it's hard to tell, you know, because sometimes the radar screens are like 10 minutes behind. Sometimes. Oh, neighbor dude's back. I think I hear his truck. Though he might have parked across the street this time. There's a church across the street from us. And their parking lot's a lot easier to get in and out of. Because it's flat. All the driveways on this side of the road, they kind of like dip down. A little bit. Side seems to be on a bit of a hill. Or a slope, at the very least. Okay. Work on getting our pathway in here. That's going to take a minute because we've got a solid swath of color that we need to lay in here. I will say I haven't heard that many sirens this afternoon. Which seems odd. Because on any normal day, we'd be hearing them pretty constantly. I would have at least heard one set by now. I haven't heard any. Maybe people are deciding to stay the fuck home for a change. Alright. So I'm interested to see how things look once we get our pathway in here. There goes that truck again. Pretty sure that truck's local, because I'll hear that late at night going by with its weird revvy engine or transmission or whatever the hell's going on there. Okay. But, I mean, so far we're looking pretty good here. I think. I don't know. I'll have more of an idea of how I want to tackle this pathway, I think, once we start getting everybody worked in here. So sometimes you have to see what's going to strike you. Which way the fluff's going to blow. And we'll see. I'm actually excited for dinner. We haven't had pizza in a few days. I don't know, maybe a week. I'm excited for pizza. Got some fresh pizza sauce. Well, spaghetti sauce, but it doubles pretty good as a pizza sauce. I'm sure Momo's excited for pizza crust for dinner, or with dinner. You know, along with whatever he can beg the parentals into giving him. That's how Momo rolls. Caesar was being so weird last night. He came and got in bed with us, and he was acting like he wanted scratches, so I was scratching him. And then he was getting mad at me, and he kept repositioning, and I'm like, well, do you want scratches or not? And then he looked at me and left. I was like, okay. Well, if that's how you're gonna be. Like, I'm scratching where you're shoving your parts of your body in the line of fire. I don't know if he was mad because our blankets are heavier. I think he really wanted cuddles with Russell, but Russell was sound asleep. I don't even know if he remembers Zuzu coming in last night. Or this morning.
I actually don't.
He was pretty well behaved when he came in. He didn't try to pounce you. Which is where I thought it was gonna happen, and I'm like, I've gotta pee before you get settled, dog. It's like, behave yourself while I'm going pee. I don't know, maybe he was mad that Russell didn't wake up when he came in. I never can tell with that dog. It is a shitty weather day. Sorry, I'm really tired. I stayed up way too late. Not by choice, though. I could not sleep. I was wide awake forever. And then just as I was starting to get sleepy, my brain like, hey, let's remember all the shitty things that have ever happened. And I'm like, no, let's not, la la la, I can't hear you, la la la. And then I was like, God damn it. Like, really? It's gonna turn into one of those nights. Oh my goodness. Okay. Plus I took some allergy medicine a little bit ago. Not much. Barely any. But, my eye was looking a little funny. And I was like, no, I don't know what the hell happened to it the last time, but we're not doing that again. So not sure if it was allergies, a bad blood vessel pop, pink eye. We're leaning towards pink eye though. My eye was still been a little twitchy, but that's happened before at times. But oof, I probably could have snuggled back down in those blankets for a while longer. So I'd asked the husband if he was going to run a ticker at the bottom of the screen or have a placard ready to pull up or screen ready to pull up with the list of all the mods that he's running on RimWorld, because he runs a fair number. And he's like, I don't know, that's a lot of work to do in a short amount of time before stream starts. And I was like, how many mods are you running? He goes, I don't know. Sometimes some are inactive and you don't realize it. He goes, but I found a mod that will tell me how many mods I'm running for RimWorld. And I was like, really? You need a mod to tell you how many mods you're running? And he goes, well, it'll export it to text for me. And I'm like, okay. And then he did something. He goes, yeah, I think we're just going to go modless tonight. And I was like, are you going to be able to play modless? I can't remember the last time you played modless. He goes, well, to give a better representation of the game. So I'm thinking he must have had like 120 mods that he did not want to type out the names of. Or explain what they were doing. And I'm not really exaggerating. It might have been close to 120. He didn't say what the total number was. I don't know if he counted it. He might have just looked at the list and was like, yeah. So I guess we'll see what's gonna happen with that. We have a little bit more of this blue that we need to work in here. Oh, sorry, the camera's bouncing. My bad. I need to get some more padding up underneath of the camera. Although I don't know if padding's gonna help with that, with where I have it sitting. It doesn't really clamp onto anything, it just has this little like saddle bracket to just sit over something, so I don't know. I mean, I could try to tape it, but I don't have a whole lot of space to tape it to. Okay. Looking pretty good here. A little bit more. That I want to finish filling in because I want this to be filled with our base color just to get that separation in there. So we're gonna see if we can pull this off. I'm hoping we can. As it would suck to come all this way. And my finger's just sitting on this, so I'm not like pushing down or anything. Just trying to slow down the feed of the fiber into the barbs on the needle. Just so it doesn't all get sucked into any one particular spot too quickly. Okay. So this piece was a little thick. So the thicker pieces do take a little bit more attention. Just make sure that we are good and in there. Okay. Now, oh, where did you come from? I think you came off the edge of the pad. So let's see here. This guy. Try to cooperate. Oh, come back here. Alright, now looking at where we're at here. Start thinking about where I want this bend to take place. You don't really see a bend in, well, I mean, you kind of do. He's all kind of willy-nills back in here. We're going to be completely honest. Alright, so this is a spot where you definitely want to make sure that you're all tacked down and filled in and all that. So I've got a couple other colors potentially coming into this pathway. I'm not going to be too hard into there. I'm trying to make sure every little piece is covered, but I'm not quite sure if this angle is gonna work. It might not. We'll just kind of have to see. I don't have a whole lot of this showing up in here, like its width has greatly diminished. Alright, so I'm just kind of scrunching this up on itself a little bit. Don't have that much further to go with it in here. Just gonna kind of have it disappear back in that direction. And there's one more spot down in the front, like in here, that I want to get filled in. And we'll kind of take it from there. Okay. So we've got that tacked into there. Feels pretty good in there. Alright. We'll take this last bit of our blue here. Scrunch it up. I just want to fill in that spot was a little too thin for my liking. Sorry, that spot looked a little loose too. Wasn't happy with how that was tacked down. As I'm coming through, I'm just kind of hitting up a couple of places. That look like they could use a little extra attention. Alright, that's not bad. Looking at the screens. Excuse me again. Okay, let me pop you up. Just gonna try to reflatten everything back here. Just get a better sense of what we got going on. Alright, now. Okay, so let's see here. Let's take a moment to think. And get our bearings here. Oh, it's apparently snowing? Really? Or it was a minute ago. Yeah, we're getting it all today. Just getting it all. That's not good. That's actually really not good. Alright, so now kind of got this going. To figure out, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? Let's see. Let's grab our chocolate, or what we've got left of it. Okay. So Bob's got all kinds of hot mess going along with this section. We could just leave it, but I also want to kind of emphasize the fact that this is a pathway in here. So maybe, hold that thought. Hold that thought. I think the black should probably go down first. But I need to take the black to another section too. Because I realized I think this is part of what's bothering me, is that I missed something up into here. There's a dark underhang of the eave here. And I didn't realize that it was missing until a little while ago when I was re-looking at part of the tutorial. It's easy to miss some stuff sometimes with how I go through, especially if it's being a particularly difficult one for me to wrap my head around. But that's okay. Work on getting this guy settled into here. As best as we can. That's a little better. That filled in there. I mean, it is extra dark, but I didn't think just putting a section of our base brown in there was gonna do it. 'Cause I think it would just look like we didn't come up enough because it wasn't really dark in there. So, got a little bit of black here. We're gonna fan out. And then we'll start to get this worked in here. You okay?
Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just making sure. You've been quiet for a while. Alright. We are going to be fluffing fools here soon. I've got a lot of colors I've got to refill here from this project, and I still have other balls of yarn I still have to get to. I need to double check the calendar and see when the next holiday event is in WoW, so I don't miss doing that article. Alright, I'm not even sure if the black I'm putting in is coming up on stream. It's probably not, because it's two very dark colors on top of each other. You can see it in person, but now that I'm looking at the screen, not so much. Just looks like I'm stabbing the same blue area. It's there, I promise. See? Kind of see it. Just kind of trying to fan that out a little bit. I don't want a huge chunk of black in here if I can help it. I don't really think we need a huge swath of that. Don't think we quite need that much. Don't want to cover up all of our blue quite that solidly. Alright. I'm not doing too bad for being an hour-ish in today. Kind of liking where we're sitting at the moment. Okay, so that's going to end up becoming a little more solid than I would have preferred. But we'll see if we can, I guess that makes a little bit more sense with it being further back. But you know, now that we're getting that tapped in and all of the fibers are coming together on top of themselves, that's actually not as solid as it was looking like it was gonna be. So that's okay. That actually worked out a bit. Okay. Definitely see our path on the back. Alright, I'm gonna flip the mat around just a little bit. Spread some of our our coloring to this side. Okay, so I'm gonna put the nub of black that we've still got back into there. Okay, now take some of our chocolate brown and see about if I can get this fuzzy out of there. See about laying this in over top. Don't want it to completely cover it. Just want to get that other shade kind of laid in with it. That's all I'm really trying to do there. I don't know how much of this brown's gonna show up on our pathway either. Sorry, I was just trying to scrape gently some of these fibers out just to separate them a little bit. Get them not quite as solidly laid down there. Just get that broken up. Have our little Swiss cheese effect going, or our lace, or whatever you want to consider it to be. We want these holes and broken, and we want this other color to be able to shine through. As best as we can. So we still have to add some snow to this section of the pathway. Not a lot, because we don't want to lose it. But we're going to add just a little bit once we get our brown worked in here that you can't see because it looks black. This whole pathway looks black now. At least on my screen. I'm not sure what, if anything, is shining through for you guys on this path section, because it's just a whole bunch of dark, really. But here, let me pop that up. Lay that back down there. Let me see if I can. So you can kind of see we've got some like other colors happening in there. You can kind of see the brown and the black hanging out in through there. We're not going to go too much more on the brown. Just a little bit. A little bit of this in the middle. Okay. So I'm still liking where we're sitting at the moment. I know you guys are having a hard time seeing, and I do apologize. Let me see if covering that lamp helps a little bit. It probably doesn't. It might have made it worse. Like all you see now is shadow. So yeah, that didn't work. That's fine. Okay, now get a little bit of this. I'm hoping it'll even itself out here shortly. As we get our snow put in on this guy. Okay. Okay, there it is. Had a piece of fluff so small in my fingers, I thought I had pulled it off, and then I couldn't find it. I was like, where'd it go? Okay. Now, pretty sure we're probably done with this color. Now we're gonna grab our... Okay, that's taupe. I was like, what's that color? Looks like that should be a color I have. Oh, should we go taupey? Down in here because it's more brown, or should we go, let's go the taupe in place of the medium gray. I think that would be a better direction to head in. Stuff's just flying everywhere. This is why if I do use set on fire incense, it is contained, because the fluff just goes flying and we don't want anything to be a problem. Remember to keep following your angles and such. Even as you're putting in your shadows and highlights. You don't want to lose all of this that you've worked so hard to put in. And it'll help keep the flow of the direction you're trying to take it. Don't want to be real heavy with these colors coming in. I just don't. And it can be, you know, can have a couple of spots where it's like, okay, it collected a little bit more here or there, but at the same time, I still want the broken bits in here. Maybe the snow's a little dirty, it's a little muddy. That's why I grabbed the taupe instead of the gray. Now this is the same color that we did our trees out of, alright? Our same tree barky color. Just doesn't look like it because we're so spread out here. Now we're doing our pathway a little bit different than Bob's, a little bit. Since he kind of came down and just brought stuff just kind of piled up and just kind of airy and dusted over the whole area. So we are doing it a little bit different, but that's okay. The general gist of the piece is still there. You know, for the most part. Now I'm trying to be real light with this, because we still have a lighter gray that I want to bring in here. And that was probably a little heavy. Well, maybe we can just tap a little extra. Get that woven into there. Again, I want to hit this up a little bit extra. And if it stays a little too bright back there, I might have to come back in with a little bit more of the chocolate just to kind of tone that down. Alright, so we're using the big twist yarn right now. Actually, I think everything but the yellow so far has been from Big Twist, and that is going to be the Joann's in-house label. That's not too bad. Not too bad. I feel like we need a little bit more of the taupe laid in here though, since we got a little heavy coming around that corner there. Meow. Little says hello to the husband. She out of food already? Or is she just looking for someone to wrestle with? She's not a lap cat, not yet. She might be hungry. She's gonna start being a bitey McBite bites. That's what she'll do to me if I'm up late. She comes in here and she starts meowing at me and I start petting her and she bites me. And I'm like, well, I'm not petting you if you're gonna bite me. And so I'll go back to doing what I'm doing and then she comes back 5 minutes later. I'm like, oh. These visits are because you want food or attention. Not sure which. Okay, so I think that's all the taupe we're gonna incorporate there. Just gonna lay that down. Okay. Alright, so we didn't... Oh, we hung that color up. Alright, so this is our soft gray. Come back in with this guy. Soft gray was a little stubborn when I was trying to brush that shade out. We're kind of in camera view there, kinda. So again, I'm gonna try to be a little stretched out on these fibers where I can be. Don't want to be stretched out everywhere though, because we want some of this to stick and stand out. Ooh, stomach growls. This is what I get for waking up at 1. My system's like, okay, it's dinner time. I'm like, no, it's not. And it has a little Pikachu face like, what do you mean it's not dinner time? What? Oh my goodness. Alright, that banging, if you can hear it, scared the shit out of me, is our child from outside. That is Num Nums. Nom Noms. N-O-M. N-O-M. Nom Nom. Because all he does is want to eat. I don't know where the husband vanished to. or if he has his phone. Let me see if he has his phone. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. He doesn't always pick it up when he walks away from his desk. We will see. This phone's been pretty good about putting messages through decently, so we might not have grabbed it. Alright. He didn't answer me, so I don't think he grabbed his phone. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna mute real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. Should be good to go now. Okay. If we're not completely attached to the mat, we should be good to go. Alright. So I'm kind of bummed that you guys can't see the brown on the camera, or at least it doesn't look like you can to me. You might be able to. But nothing I can do about that. You can definitely see it in person. We'll get pick updates done in a little bit and get those posted. Okay. Grab the next little bit here. Kinda wiggled in around the bend here. Yeah, this bend's been tough to work with here. Okay. I also want to get some of our white prod in here. This is the light gray, soft gray, excuse me. It looks very white on the camera. It's not. This is the white, so I mean there's a slight difference to them. So everybody's staying dry and comfy, depending on where you are. It's downright miserable outside here. And it's a shame because this looks like the sun wants to come out, but we've either got snow or freezing rain or something coming down out there. And then all of this is gonna just really solidify to the roads overnight. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're gonna get round 2. Don't slip out there. I know, Num Nums, we're coming.
I know, buddy. I know.
He's like, feed me, bitches. It's cold and I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, it's nasty.
Is it doing anything else now?
It's not doing anything, but it's like ice cold and it just feels wet.
Because we've got something that's moving in. Not that fluff bag, although it tried. You've been denied. I said we got something coming in. I don't know if it's snow or if it's more freezing rain, but there was something on the radar. It's gonna be a skating rink out there by morning. If it isn't by later this evening. Depending on how much travel happens out there. Okay. Just lay that down. That's pretty thick. This is gonna be a thick boy on the back of this. Alright. Just a little bit more. Not much. And then we'll grab a little bit of the white. We're not going to do a whole lot of the white on here, though. We'll do a little bit. And then we're going to see where these trees are getting placed. Oh my. Rumbly tumbly. I feel like Pooh Bear. Okay, so that's gonna be it for cream. We're getting close to being done. We're just not there yet. Alright, so cream's done. Oh, popped my hip. Alright, so. What is this now? I've got another. What is this? I keep getting. Notifications. About all of the things. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Put those two things there. Okay. Next up. Nope, nope, you come back. Alright. Need a little bit of our white fluff. Not a lot. This is too much, I think. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Definitely wanna. I'm gonna do my pathway a little bit different. I'm gonna kind of hit the edges of it a little bit brighter white. Look, brown. I understand that you still want to be part of this. I get that. I do. But I might be done with you, buddy. So why don't you go chill out up there? We haven't forgotten you. We've appreciated your contribution. You've done a great job. But it's time to work on another color now. Okay. You have to take turns. I'm sorry this upsets you so. Or at least it seems to. Make sure that I'm sort of keeping our flow here, if at all possible. Oh my gosh, stomach. Hush, it's not time for dinner. What time is it? We still have like, at minimum, another hour and a half before you can have dinner. How about some Cheez-Its? Would you like some Cheez-Its, Tummy? Hang on, we might have to have a Cheez-It break. Tummy's being awfully demanding at the moment. Okay, let's see if that will at least give my stomach something to think about. So it's not time for dinner yet. We are far from it. I don't really have anything else to grab that's super quick. So Bob's path isn't quite as defined as ours, and that's okay. I want ours a little bit more, there. That's all. If you don't want yours that there, that visible, then that's fine too. Alright. Now I know we've got this little bit of separation back here. And now that I'm looking at it, it probably was actually part of this path, and I think I did the angle a little bit wrong. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of our fluff and stuff. And tap that in. Well, looking at things outside, I don't think the husband and I will be taking a walk tonight.
Oh, probably not.
That's not so much the cold, but we'll fucking break our necks just walking in the grass. My sneakers don't have much of a tread on them. I think my Crocs actually have a better tread than my sneakers, but probably wouldn't be a wise decision. Considering it was getting a little slippery in spots last night when we went for a quick walk, when we realized that the fog was starting to freeze, and we're like, oh, we should probably do this like right now. Like, that's not bad. It's a little busy, but I think we're okay. Not done with this color yet. This color we're done with, so we'll hang you back up there. Now, alright, so we're gonna advance the tutorial just a little bit here. And, see what we got going on. Now I have Cheez-Its in my teeth. Okay, so he's talking about the trees. Oh, we don't have closed captioning on. Okay, so he starts a tree there. So this one's a zigzaggy tree. Oh, it's two zigzaggy trees. My bad. I thought it was one. You can hardly even see that. Well, where did he put that? Bob, could you move your hand for me for a second? Could we like get an up close shot of where that's sitting? Excuse me, I was getting a drink. What else does he put in here? Because he's still got a few minutes to kill. I do not remember him putting that tree there. Why, Bob? So grab this gray. Oh, he put in some more bushy things down in there, and then he signed it. So, can I get a final look at this? So he put two in over here, and it's definitely sitting on the upper section. However, it only looks like one. And he did the zigzaggy one. We might do like this, cause zigzag is hard, and I never get it to look right with this stuff. Sorry, a little crinkly. I shoved the bag over there. this is our regular denim in the big twist. Not to be confused with the dark denim that was the background. Okay, so this guy's kinda chilling here. Right, this is just my starting point, my middle. If you will, my tree trunk. Okay. Grab a section of fluff. Just kind of wrap around that flyaway end there. Just so we have some little less fuzzies we're trying to track down as we go. Alright, so it's kind of hard to see where we place that. I do know that. Alright, do you want to start at the bottom and go to the top, or do you want to start at the top and go to the bottom? I think we'll... Oh, we need the snippies. I'm like trying to grab them and I'm like, something's missing. What is this? What is missing? See, that is very much missing. Didn't want to cut. Or I just fail at scissors. Either's entirely possible. Again, it's me. And sometimes the skizzer magic just doesn't work. Skizzers can't be magical all of the time. Even when I would like them to be. So yeah, the trees are gonna be where we slow down. So we will probably not finish today in the time that we have left. At least I'm not expecting to. You know what? I think I want to come back up top here. It's probably just gonna look like a sea of blue. As this goes in, it might just look like a blue blob. It's entirely possible. Since we've got this other tree just kind of sitting here. Kind of chilling. Kind of in the way. This guy's probably a little bit thin, or thinner than I want him to be. Time we start tapping in there. Oh wait, even I lost track of where the top of this damn tree was supposed to be. We're not high enough. Hold up. Wow, even I lost my tree. Well, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when you lose your own tree. I thought we felt kind of low. So I'm trying to put this tree in. And I'm not feeling this tree now that I'm trying to put it in. I'm just like, it's melting into the background, and understandably so, because it's going over its own color. We might be able to bring that around. But it'll be a little difficult. I'd hate to introduce a new color now. And I don't think that slate green is gonna look right coming in here at this point. I think he made it a zigzaggy tree. in an attempt to stand out its brush stroke texture. Since the other tree was directly behind it. In the same color. So here's what we're gonna try to do. I don't know if this is gonna work. So this is our white. I now have in my hands. We're gonna try to get some highlighty guys on here. In an attempt to unmeltify this guy. Don't know if it's gonna work. It may not. In which case, oh well, we tried. But we can see about trying to make something happen here. Right, we got a little something happen. At least I can see my my reference point now. So that's something. Probably gonna have to make this a little bit thicker. Start laying this guy in a bit better. At least trying to. Okay, kind of see our guy going in here. We're starting to meet up with the spot that we originally started in. Not just. Well, I mean, he does want to at least be out and see what's going on outside. We don't really have a window low enough that he can look out, and I can't leave the curtain off the door because the num-nums will just sit there.
And stare and claw and irritate our cats, yes. I mean, he was never inclined to look out the window anyhow, so.
No. Alright. Cow is, though. He's parkouring his way on top of a stack of something that he probably shouldn't be climbing on.
Yes, it's cold out, buddy. I don't know why you expect otherwise. I don't know what it's doing outside, but whatever it is, it's turning the roads white, and it's tinkling as it lands, so.
That sounds like sleet.
Hi, do you need to go pee-pee?
Come on,
No?
Zuzu.
Okay, get you a goodie instead.
Zuzu's like, I'm just here for the food. Oh. What?
Cow just walked out, and she goes, meow, because Little's walking behind him, occasionally just swatting him in the butt. A light swat, but still a swat.
Littles! Don't be a bully. She can give Cow shit, though, because Cow usually gives everybody else shit. So it's kind of nice to see that someone's giving the troublemaker.
Hey, how long have you been doing this now?
Huh?
Chat commented nice skills. I was wondering how long you've been doing this.
Oh, thank you. Last December. So about a year. Because I got this for Christmas last year. Like December 2021. Thank you much. Appreciate that. We're doing our best to follow along with this tutorial of Bob's. It's a little tricky because of how he did this one with the liquid black on the background. I keep forgetting I don't need to be on the edge of the map. But since he used liquid black as the base instead of liquid white or liquid clear, we've had to adjust some of the colors that we were using. We actually did a test sketch on this guy because this one was just gonna be such a trial. Let me see, where's my sketchbook? Okay. So, sketchy book. I'm not that good about filling sketchbooks, so some of it's just like testing on sizes and things. So we did our test sketch, and our test sketch doesn't look quite the same as what we've brought to life here, but similar. Oh, that tree was there. We did put it in the sketch. I don't remember it. Okay, well, we'll have to put it in here. So right now we're kind of working on our front little trees that are kind of hard to see. So just add Tista, and it could be a poster for that new cabin apocalypse movie. I've got stuff falling next to me. I don't touch anything anymore. I'm just like, okay, we'll just leave it there. Whenever I touch stuff, my precariously stacked things start sliding all over. I mean, the cabin didn't come out too bad. We've got our little, we can kind of make out our pathway there. We're working on this 3rd season of The Joy of Painting, following along with Bob. I've done the first 3. Those videos are up on the YouTube channel, and it's the same name as the Twitch channel, NiseyBGN. And those will be on the Nisey Needle Felts playlist. And since it took a few sessions to get these guys completed, or those guys completed, I've got them in a, like, they're all in order in the playlist, and then I went back and I edited down all of the live streams into one video that was sped up. You can see how my editing has evolved since I did the first one and started figuring out how I wanted to edit them, because they are beasts to edit together. I think the 3rd episode worked out to the 3rd tutorial worked out to about 32 hours worth of live streams that I somehow managed to cut down and time-lapse together into 2 hours and 40 some minutes, I think. That one took me a couple of months to edit in because I was busy, so. But it's not bad. I kind of like this medium. I still like to paint a little bit. The wrestler dude that was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Hopefully he doesn't get too cold. We are in the throes of winter in this one. This tree is a little bit airy because he's been hard to see. It's definitely been hard to see here. Oh, that's a little too thick, I think. Let's try this. Let's try this one. So, I mean, I've got the other ones still in my possession. They haven't sold yet. Got a couple of things for sale on Kofi. I can only ship in the US right now, though. I don't have the funds or the mental capacity to try to figure out the international shipping at the moment. Okay, so get that guy in there. There's supposed to be another tree next to this guy. That one might be a little bit easier to put in, because he won't be going in on top of his own color. It's been a little bit easier to see. The further we've gotten away from that other tree. I also think I need to make these guys a little bit thicker. This will be a little bit easier to stand out there. He's all kinds of crooked. He's got all kinds of problems. He's got all kinds of problems happening. That's a different color. Alright, let's grab this section. See what we can do here. So this is denim. Now a lot of people use roving. My budget's very tight, so I'm using acrylic yarn. So this is the color Denim Blue in the Big Twist Value line from Joann Fabrics at the moment. I also have some yarn from some paint box yarns from the Lovecraft website. And those aren't bad either. I have a small gallery on Kofi of past things that we've made. I think Reggie's up there too. I think Reggie's on Kofi. Reggie is the D&D character concept 3D statue I needle felted for the husband for Christmas. He's supposed to be a lizard folk survivalist. Yeah, I think if we do that other tree, and I haven't decided if I'm going to yet. I might omit the second tree down in here just because this one's been a bit of a trial getting in here. But we've done a couple of statues. I prefer doing this type of needle felting to the figurines, because my figurines always come out lopsided. Because symmetry is not the best at in 3D objects, I will admit. I don't even pretend. I know I'm bad at it. But these guys aren't too bad. I've got another concept idea that I worked on a sketch version that I want to work on soon, that we can frame in an embroidery hoop. Might have caught a glimpse of it when I was flipping to the page of this sketch. Sorry, heard a noise, didn't know what it was. Cats being cats, yo. But I still do paint a little bit. I haven't painted recently though. But the other one, the non-Bob Ross one I want to try to do. I think I need to finish fluffing my new yarn colors, because I take sections of yarn and prep it, brush it out with a dog grooming brush, and then I have the colors in Ziploc bags all ready to go. So I don't have to stop and break flow mid-project to get some more colors together. Yeah, I think I need to finish fluffing the other yarn before I can start on that. Don't know if we're going to stream that one. That one might just end up on the YouTube channel suddenly out of nowhere. So don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff over there. Subscribing on YouTube is free. Following here is free. Now tonight, for those that are into, what would you classify that game as? A survival sim? What would you class it as? Husband? What would you classify your game tonight as?
What, RimWorld?
Yeah, is it survival?
It's a sim game. It's a colony sim game.
Colony?
You basically, you get a certain number of people and you basically crash land on a planet.
Well, no, I just didn't know what you considered it. Like,
I would assume a sim.
I don't know if it's survival or so.
Nah, probably a sim.
So it's like a sim colony type deal. So husband's gonna be playing RimWorld tonight. Or at least that's what the plan is at the moment. He's gonna be streaming that over on his channel. I think he's planning to start around 8 p.m. Central. So his channel is gonna be Mr. Nisey, for those that are interested in that. Like holding this thing like that. Like, no, I'm not gonna actually stab anybody. You're gonna stab the felt. That's what you're gonna stab. The felt and the fluff. So I'm using a small gauge, small size needle here. I actually tried the medium. Didn't like it. It was heavier. And I actually had a harder time poking through everything than I did with the small one. So I was thinking, oh, well, maybe if we go with the medium size, it'll speed things up a little bit. And it might. But it was so heavy. And took so much more force to shove the fluff through. And I was kind of like, yeah, that's enough of that. So, kind of went back to the small gauge here, small size. And I don't know what number small it is. All it had was an S on the vial of needles that came in my toolkit. So I don't know. All I can tell you is that it was size S on the outside of the bottle. Alright, we have our finger protectors on. Highly recommend you have those. This needle hurts. Hurts very much if you accidentally miss and stab yourself. It has little notches cut into it to help grab the fiber. And so, ooh, buddy. That's a major owie. And I've only pricked the surface of my finger. I haven't actually gone into it. I can only imagine how much that hurts. So highly recommend the finger dews, even though they're a little bit cumbersome. And try to remember to keep the rest of those fingers out of the way. Sorry, I was trying to get that little bit of fluff there on the end. Yeah, I'm probably gonna omit that other tree because you can't hardly see this one, and I don't mind putting the things in if we can see them, but this guy's just kind of melting into the background. Right, so husband's stream is going to be approximately 8 p.m. Central. I can't remember if I said the time. I might have, and I just don't remember. And I think he's actually going to play unmodded RimWorld for a change. I don't know how long that's going to last, though, because he usually can't stand playing that unmodded. So I'm rather surprised at this choice. He might change his mind again when it's time to start stream. I think the real reason was he just didn't want to write down all the mods he was using. I could be wrong, though. Alright, so we'll get that guy snipped into there. Alright, and I have to take his Planet Zoo stream off of my channel on Saturdays, since he's going to move that over to his channel. Since now it seems we can get the VOD. He's going to have to download it and transfer it to me, because I've been posting it to the YouTube channel for our Planet Zoo build-off, challenge build that we've got going on. So, tuck that over there. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to do that other tree over there. This side. Okay. Actually, let's do it this way. I got a little stretched out here because I kept pulling up. It's not that noticeable on camera though, oddly enough. Alright, so this tree, oh, this tree goes all the way to the top, huh? This is a big guy. Okay. Very much a big guy. Alright. It looks like it goes all the way to the top. That's fine. Where's my... There we are. Okay. So it's gonna start out up here. So this guy is so big, he's just kind of vanishing off into who knows where. That's okay. We don't really need to know where he's going. That part's not really too much of our concern. Alright, and we're gonna try to be okay with little breaks and splits in this section because, you know, not all tree branches and the leaves on them are solid. So, I do want it to be a little bit more solid along the edge here if possible. But as we fan out, going away from the edge, doesn't necessarily have to be. Just making sure all of our little tails are tucked in there. That just appeared when we snipped that. Alright, so this guy's gonna be not hugely involved, but he's gonna take a fair minute here to work on getting him in place. Now, do you want to, actually, I need to do it this way. Because I need to see the edge here. Just to make cleanup time a little bit easier. Start trimming off the excess felt. That one kind of started taking on a life of its own, so I just went with it. It's kind of like, I'm gonna go this way. Alright. If you really want to, Mr. Fluff, I guess we can do that. That should be okay, I suppose. Alright. Work on our next bit of fluff and stuff here. So I'm just kind of rolling it into a slight snake shape. Just makes it a little bit easier to work with when we're doing this. We might finish this today. Maybe. I don't know. I've got like about 50 minutes left that we can work for today. So we'll have to see about that. Alright, let's see about twisting this guy. If you see any weird sparkles on the mat, this thing. What was that? Something made a funny noise. Probably a wire falling. I've got glitter stuck on this thing, on the mat, from when we were working on Christmas ornaments. I don't think no, I didn't stream that, because that was an effing mess, and I was like, yeah, no, we don't need to stream that. I need to get a flamingo cookie cutter for next year, though. Is on my list of things to pick up, so that we can do some flamingo tree ornaments a little bit easier. That way I don't have to make a template again. I mean, we could make a template. It's possible. I mean, we made several for the Christmas gifts that we did, that we streamed. And I suppose if we do a template, we could work on we could make them as emotes from the channel. Oh, I gotta think about it. I still want to pick up a mango cookie cutter at some point, just so we can have a few that aren't, they're just like normal flamingos. Alright, I'm gonna pop that section up. You don't have to do this step, I just do it because it kind of helps things lay a bit flatter. Doesn't look half bad from the back either. Alright, so let me sit you there. We need to get some, I think it's sleeting still. That's not gonna be fun tomorrow. No, no, no. Not around here. Alright. So let's get this stretched out here. And into something more workable. Alright, so I have to start bringing this over a little bit further, because it needs to cover part of the building as we work our way down. here a bit. Now, I do have my finger there. I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure, if any, on that. It's just to kind of keep it from getting too bunched up there. Alright. I was just wrapping the little flyaway tails around the needle. Just makes it a little bit easier to grab. At times. I'm doing it that way. Alright. That into there. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Just pulling off a piece of fluff here. Okay. Alright, let's keep getting on with our tree here. Making decent time on the tree. Could be a little bit better. So I forgot again about that other tree. I would really like to finish this guy today, but we'll have to see how time goes here. That's for sure. Thought it was thunder in there for a second. It's just a car going by. Or it's somebody stuck. Seemed like they were revving pretty good there. Alright, next bit. Stay. Stay, tool. Alright. Okay. So, let's see about getting our next set of branches in here. Putting them in this way has been a bit easier. I'm fighting with the Z trees in this particular style. Alrighty. Work on getting this guy in here, and I'm okay that we're touching the house. We want to be. Alright. I just have a little bit further down to go. We're just kind of rolling this a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to work with here. We don't have all these little guys trying to fly away from us. Like those frizzy little flyaway hairs that you can get when it gets humid. Okay. Next section here. Trying to keep this edge as clean as I can, so that way when it comes time to trim, I'll have a bit of an easier time of things. Okay, so this guy I'm just gonna pull back up this way. I had a gap that was getting a little too big there. I mean, I could have filled it in with some white when we come back to do the snow on this guy, but we were here, so what the heck. What the heck? Might as well. Okay. Next bit of fluff and stuff. Alrighty. Yeah, we might not finish today because we have to put the tree. We still have to put the snow on this tree and that other tree going in. So we'll probably have to take this over into Saturday, or excuse me, Sunday. But that also means we're gonna need to be ready to do the next one, which I don't know. I kind of wanted those to be separate streams. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. I'll just have to make sure that I mark the video as such. Yeah, we'll probably get this tree done today. The other tree and the little bit of yellow highlights coming on in at the base here of these windows, that'll have to wait till next week. So what are we on? We're on episode 10. So that'll make this one episode 11 to finish. That's not so bad. We've been averaging 12 to 13, so. Just trying to get this wrapped around there. A little bit easier. To control here. Alright, then we just kind of have to fill in a bit here on the bottom. Of our tree guy. To get him something to sit on. I think in Bob's he comes down a bit further, but I don't know if I really want my tree to come down quite that far. Alright, so we get a little bit more fluff. And fill in this section. Along the edge. Remember, anytime you snip, snip carefully so you don't damage what you're working on. And then remember to tuck in the little flyaways from where you snipped. Just so that they're not being all loosey-goosey all over the place. Okay. So we got that in. Now, we do have quite a few spaces in there, but let's see if our snow coating on here, let go, thank you, can help us take care of that. Let us see. Now this doesn't have to be as thick as our blue was. This might actually be a little too thick. Hi, littles. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Meow, where are you? What's up? I hear you. I don't know where you are, though. I think she was meowing at the husband. And now she stopped. Meow. Hi, ma'am. What's up? Where are you? Where'd you go? Littles. Come here. What's the matter? Oh, there you are. Hi. What's up? She's under my desk. What's up, ma'am? Don't bite me. Are you hungry? I think Daddy just fed you, though. You just looking for attentions? I don't have anything for you to play with. Do you have a piece of paper that she can have?
What's that?
Do you have a piece of paper she can have? Because I'm not sure what she wants.
Well, here, Cal. Here, you can play with it.
I guess Cal wasn't in a playing mood. I don't know. Oh, this chair is so loud. Alright, so we get that worked into there. Get our snow layered in on our branches. Cat is crazy. She's a crazy cat. Like, sometimes she does love bites when you're petting her, and then other times she's like a vampire. Especially when she wants something, and I'm like, but what do you want, miss? I do not understand. I don't speak cat that well. The only other cat I had that did the bites was when you started petting him. That was really Russell's cat, wasn't really mine. But that cat was also obsessed with my hair. And if I was laying on my stomach, he would climb on my back. And he would just start licking the back of my head. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, kitty, no. My hair falls out so much. The last thing you need is to be eating my hair. Number one, my hair is too long for you to be doing that. Number two, I don't think your system's really made to deal with people hair. He just had this crazy obsession with it. Alright, so we're just working in our snow. Yeah, other tree's gonna definitely have to wait till next week. But that also means next week we'll be starting a new one. Don't know if that will be Sunday or Monday. But we'll be moving on to episode 5. The Dreaded Pink Nightmare is what I am dubbing it. Since I still not confident about that one. Even with our test sketch, I'm just like, I don't know about this. I don't know. Confidence level 3 on that one out of like 20. Gotta make sure I've got all my pink yarn fluffed. I think I do. I had not intended for that to split. But that's what it wanted to do, so. Alright then. Right, now I'm not doing this full snow on this tree. We're just kind of throwing some snow in here and there. Doesn't really need to be full snow. Get some spaghetti twirling action on that fluff there. That tacked into there. Okay. So yeah, that kind of helps fill in a couple of the gaps. What we had going on there. Alright, remember to pick up off of your mat every so often so you don't become completely attached to your mat. It can happen. We've had it happen. That's why our mat is bowed and domed upward because I got stuck and forgot to do some periodic releases on there. We almost didn't get that project off. That was definitely a oh shit moment. Alright, so we'll get this guy tapped into here. And it is almost pizza time, you guys. I am excited for pizza tonight. Probably because I haven't had anything but those like 3 Cheez-Its I shoved in my mouth earlier. I am starving. Alright, so we got this in here. Tree looks a little stripy, so I might have to come back in and either vary the thicknesses on some of this snow or something. not too bad, but it does look a little stripey. Which I'm not feeling. But that's alright. I'm gonna do this in here, and then I'm gonna bring you back down to here. Do you want to preheat the oven if they're not using it? Let's see. I'm gonna come back in. Just kind of change some of the snow angles here. I'm not going to change all of them. We're probably going to add in a few. These will probably be a little bit thinner. Just to kind of break things up a little bit. We live on a busy road. So there's going to be traffic noise, sorry. There hasn't been as much traffic noise today though, because of the weather. Normally this time of night the traffic would be zinging. But your desk is the greatest playground ever. Russell gets these honey candies. And the wrappers make this delightfully crinkly noise that Cow just absolutely just is enamored with. So he keeps hopping up there looking for the packaging or something. There we go. That's looking a little less striped. I think I want another little section in there. Alright, that's better. Alright, so we'll just fuss with this a little bit more to our satisfaction. I mean, I was rushing a little bit because I was like, maybe we can try to get that other tree in and be done this guy today, but I don't really want to rush that hard on the last tree and trying to get that stuff in, so that's alright. We can finish that up next Sunday and then start the new one. So, husband, you still in the chat? I don't know if he is or not. He might not be. That's okay, I'll do it. Just give me 1 second. And I will pop the link into the chat for the full tutorial that isn't muted or, you know, being looked at in bits and pieces. Oh shit, where was I? I did it again. Not typing in the right spot. There we go. Thank you, Moobot. So that is the link to the tutorial in full from Bob. I'll take you to the Bob Ross YouTube channel. Oh, didn't realize we were still attached there. Okay. So we're still a little bit stripey up here. Go ahead and add a little bit more snow and things. Add a couple of different angles in here and there where we're able to, where it will cooperate, because that angle was a fail. Wasn't quite long enough, it pulled all of it into that one spot, but that's okay. That's where it wanted to be, I guess. Okay, so let's get this wrapped around in here. Don't need to add too much more up this high. But maybe one more. And then that'll be looking fairly good there. Let's see how this one kind of lays in here. Alright, so that was a little bit thicker than I really wanted. But that's okay. Alright. So, we haven't done a brushing of the back of this in a little bit. Get all of our loose guys off of there. Okay. So we're not looking half bad here. We're almost done. Almost done. So Sunday, when we are back doing art again, we will finish putting in our yellow highlights from our windows in here, and then we will get that last remaining big tree put in here. And then this one will be finished. So next week we'll also be starting a new one. So not half bad, we're just about there. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. Hey Zords, how you doing? So I think I think this one's been a challenge, but it's been an interesting challenge when you're trying to put snow in and convey different shades and things. It can always be a little fiddly, and you know, trying to figure out how to approach the things. I mean, that tree probably should have been a little bit more robust there on the side, but you know, it's our tree. And that's just how we're kind of gonna roll with it. I omitted the other tree over here. I wasn't feeling this one being so close to that one, and it kind of just looked funny. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll add in like a couple of sticky branches in here, just to, you know, so it's not by itself. We can do that too. We'll figure that out next week. So yeah, let me see. Do we have anybody doing things and stuff over here? We could go see 5. I think she's doing a birthday skin-a-thon. Yeah, she must be doing something for the amount of people that's in her stream right now. So, we'll go see her. And thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I do appreciate that. And until next time, you guys have a good one.